The first thing I remember is the sound. Not an alarm, but a gentle, rhythmic beeping. My eyes flutter open. The light is dim, filtered through unfamiliar blinds. I feel a dull ache in my left arm, like I slept on it wrong. I sit up, and the room spins. It's a hospital room. The woman beside the bed has kind eyes, but they're filled with a fear I don't understand. I look down at my hands. They're not my hands. They're older, weathered, with a thin gold band on the ring finger. Panic begins to crawl up my throat. I swing my legs over the side of the bed, ignoring the woman's protests, and stumble towards the small bathroom. I flick on the light, my heart pounding against my ribs like a drum. I stare into the mirror. The face staring back is a stranger, a man in his late 50s, with tired eyes and graying hair. This isn't me. Where am I? Who am I? That was the first time. It wouldn't be the last. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of coffee and the sound of a city bus rumbling past a window. My own bed, my own apartment, my own face in the mirror. It was just a dream, I told myself. A terrifying, vivid, hyper-realistic dream. But then it happened again. The next night, I was a young woman, a barista, getting ready for an early shift. The night after that, a college student cramming for an exam. Each time, I'd wake up in a new life, a new body, with a flood of memories that weren't mine but felt completely real. I started to piece together the rules of this bizarre existence. Rule 1. One night, one body, always in the same city. Rule 2. I return to my own body the moment the sun rises. The joy of a first date, the sting of a failed project, the simple comfort of a favorite chair. It was like living 1,000 lifetimes, one day at a time. The emotional weight, though, that was all mine. The anxieties, the heartbreaks, the little triumphs, they all settled into my soul, layer by layer. I was becoming a patchwork of other people's lives. At first it felt like a curse, a cosmic joke. I was a ghost, a passenger unable to control anything. One night, as a struggling musician, I tried to write my own name on a napkin. But then, I started to notice a pattern, a dark, unsettling one. I woke up as a construction worker high up on a skyscraper. I could feel his vertigo, his deep-seated fear of heights that he fought every day for a paycheck. Later that afternoon, a sudden gust of wind. I felt her loneliness, her weak heart. That evening, a sudden chest pain, a desperate reach for the phone that was just too far away. Again, I was wrenched back into my own body at the moment of impact. The realization hit me like a physical blow. I wasn't just inhabiting random people. I was inhabiting people on the last day of their lives. I wasn't a ghost, I was a witness. My presence, it seemed, didn't prevent their deaths. It just delayed them, maybe. I took her to a doctor for a checkup, inventing symptoms. I made her call her estranged sister. I made her finish that one painting, pouring all the emotions I'd collected from 100 other lives onto the canvas. And that evening, I met him, her partner Leo. It was a love so pure, so profound, it eclipsed everything I had ever felt. We talked for hours. I wasn't just reciting her memories, I was living them, adding my own feelings to the mix. As the night deepened, I knew time was running out. I told him to watch over her, to make sure she was safe. I hid it in a book, hoping it would somehow remain after I was gone. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay, to live this life, to cheat the system. For a moment, I almost believed I could. But the sun rises, no matter how much you wish it wouldn't. The grief was unbearable. For days, I couldn't function. Every night brought a new body, a new death, but my mind was still with Clara and Leo. What was the point? My efforts were meaningless. The universe had its rules, and I was just a pawn. I was tired, so tired of carrying the weight of all these borrowed lives. Then, one night, I woke up with a jolt. The room was dark, but instantly familiar. The scent of my own laundry detergent. The feel of my own sheets. My heart hammered in my chest. I scrambled out of bed and flicked on the light. I ran to the bathroom, my own legs carrying me, my own hands shaking as I braced them on the sink. I looked up, it was my face in the mirror. My own tired, haunted eyes staring back at me. But I wasn't supposed to be here, not at night. This was wrong. My gaze drifted above the mirror,